Well, hello, hello, hello. Let's just give a couple of moments for people to join. And I shall just check that I'm live, and it appears that I am. I will watch my own live on my phone so that I get some ad revenue. Just kidding. Just want to see if it works. Okay, yes, I'm live. Hope you guys can all join straight away. Thanks for joining our little watch party for the new release from Sozen. Much appreciated. Yeah, so what we're doing today is our sort of monthly or bi-monthly, every 5 or 6 weeks or so, we do a little Patreon feedback live stream. I must apologise to you guys up front if I'm not 100% on form, because I've been down with a little bit of a low-grade fever this week, but I've been conserving my energy and I'm absolutely fine for a stream. But if I'm not shouting around and jumping and dancing like a crazy man, then you know why. But anyway, nonetheless, we've got quite a lot of tracks to get through today, so big ups to all of the Patreon supporters for submitting some tunes. And we've done it sort of in alphabetical order today, which is fun because Asylum is starting, and this guy makes absolute bangers, so it's going to be a great way to kick off the stream. Just 3 mini little announcements before I start. Number 1, preset sale still on Black Friday. Loads of people already grabbed the new pack, Vital Origins. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's still on sale until midnight tonight, and then all of my other preset packs and sample packs currently 50% until midnight tonight, and then they'll go back to normal. So just a little Black Friday plug. The label release, as you just heard, in case you want to support, you can grab that on Bandcamp or stream it on Spotify. Much appreciated for that. We've got like a Spotify label playlist as well if you want to give that a follow. And thirdly, some of you guys on here are my students, and some of you are considering doing lessons with me. I'm going to be teaching over winter, but I'm actually going traveling in around just over a week. I'm going to be in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. And that means I'll have a time zone change. I'll be traveling for 2 days, so I'll be unavailable from the 9th until the 11th of December. And then once I'm set up over there, the time zone will obviously be a bit different, but I'll still be teaching every day. And I'll be teaching throughout the whole holidays, except for the 24th and the 25th of December, and except for New Year's Eve. But other than that, I'll be teaching still. And appreciate the understanding with the time zone changes. And also next year I'll put my mentorship prices up a little bit as well. But if anyone wants to buy any lessons this year still, or buy any packages this year, they'll still be the same price, and you'll be able to use them next year if you buy them this year. But next year, from the 1st of January, the mentorship will go up a little bit. But yeah, that's the announcements out of the way with. So let's get onto the stream then, and we're going to start off with Asylum, Always Alone. And remember, I have not listened to any of these tracks yet, so it's the first time I'm hearing them. And so yeah, let's get on. Wow. Forthcoming on artificial music, I think that one. Yeah, I think that one's got to get signed up straight away. I think that's the best track I've heard so far from Asylum, my G. Thank you so much for that. It was absolutely epic. I love that. The mixdown was perfect. The bass line was excellent. Yeah, really my favourite track from you so far. Definitely want to sign that one. Yeah, wow. It was really, really exciting to start the stream with that. Yeah, Asylum. What I've noticed when people take lessons with me, it's always the people who put in the most work that just like always blow me away. Like my G Malcolm Asylum, for example. Every time we have a lesson, it's like he's got like 3 new tracks to show me. It's like it's only been a week. How have you done that? But he's worked so hard. The work ethic and the hard work is always the number one, like, yeah, difference between producers. You know, like when you put in so much work, you just naturally will just produce results. You know. What a tune! Thank you so much. That was really, that really woke me up. Let's continue then with Bane, my G Rory from England, who has been AWOL for a little while, but he's back on the case. And let's see what Rory's been up to with his track Wimp Wob. Wow, what happened to you, Rory? What happened, mate? You've massively leveled up. That was so sick. I love the like dynamics in that track, and it's super clean mix down. And there's like really nice parts where you got really dry, crispy elements like the kick and snare, like quite dry but like really nice. And then you've got parts where you've got like really good amounts of depth on everything. It's like a really perfect balance of like depth between different elements. I've got nothing bad to say about that one. The mix down is excellent. You've smashed it in all parts, in my opinion. Really, yeah. These first two tracks blow me away already. I'm beginning to think none of you guys need my help anymore. But no, that is such a level up from what I've last heard from you. I've got nothing bad to say about that one. The mix down was excellent. Wow, big ups, Rory. Thank you so much for rejoining. Let's continue with Caliban, our rising talent from Malaga, Spain. And yes, Caliban often produces some really nice old school techie neurofunk kind of sounds. So I'm excited to see what she's come up with this time. So let's continue with Caliban, Bloodfire. Awesome job. Thank you for sending that in, Caliban. Really enjoyed the vibe on that. I thought that track had a lot of potential. My personal opinion, I think we're missing a bit of sound quality still. I think it needs a bit of general mixing work done, especially in the low end and the mid range. You've got these really, really nice sort of like, they're like big swinging like basses that are really, really sick, but they're not quite coming through cleanly enough yet. And there's just a little bit of extra, a little bit of work to do all around really in the low end, particularly getting the drums to cut through a bit more, clearing out some of the muddiness of the bass and making that a bit more defined and clearer, and then just sorting out a bit of the conflicts in the lows and the mids will then unlock a much higher clarity in the high end as well, because it's not so defined in the high end yet due to the low end kind of issues that are going on. So it's not like the mix down's not like bad, but it could be it could all be a lot clearer still, is what I would say. So some better side chaining and a bit of fixing the bass to make it a bit more defined and clearer. But I love the vibe. It reminds me, it almost gave me sort of like Emperor vibes. So I think it would be one that deserves to have a bit of a rework in the mix down to really get the most out of it, you know. But I did definitely really enjoy the whole story arc of the song. So thank you. We're going to move on because time is precious, and we've got Chris and Will. Chris and Will have 2 submissions today because they're both actually paying Patreon members, so I'll let them get away with submitting 2 tracks, 1 each, but they're both collabs from themselves together. The dynamic duo in full force. So let's start off with Dante's Diabolus. Hello, Foley intro. the midnight hour. Some sort of rocks crumbling around or something. Or is it a fireplace? I think it's a fireplace, isn't it? Wonderful. Yeah, I felt like I was in a Catholic church walking down the middle of the aisle, and then suddenly the floor sort of disappeared beneath me and I was falling down into a pit of hell, and there were sort of demons around and I was trying to climb back up, you know? That's how I felt when I was listening to it. Yeah, so I loved it. It was great fun. It was better than the last track from the last stream. Much better mixed down in general. The drums are way, way, way better. The drums are really, really cool. Really organic, nice funk and shuffle, like really, really natural sounding. I like them. I was just thinking towards the end, the snare maybe is a bit wide. Like it could almost have a little bit more priority to like the middle part of the snare. It almost felt like the width of the snare was a bit too overpowering, like more than the middle. I only noticed that just at the end though. My main improvement would be the bass line. Have a bit more automation, bit more variation, maybe a bit more layering on it. Just like a bit of extra processing on the bass to give it a bit more interest would be my only thing. To take it to the next level. But the mix down is really, really good. The drums are good, cutting through really well, and yeah, really nice story as well. Like I really felt you really transported me into a new world there. So yeah, thank you for that. I enjoyed that. We look forward to seeing your next one and comparing the further down the stream and seeing which one's going to be the best mix down of those two. I'm looking forward to see the next one. But anyway, let's continue on with some DJ Ride, who is probably going to be spreading the love and joy with his music as he usually does. So this is Ride and Elevate My DJ. Oh, subscribe to Ride's OnlyFans to hear the second drop. Yeah, I want to hear the second drop. What's going on there? Wow, there was no wasting time with that. Went straight into the beat, didn't it? And it was very Rude Boy, I would say. Very Rude Boy-esque. Very Rude Boy etiquette. A little less happy, joyful ride that I was expecting, a little more straight up rude boy ride, which is great. I really like that. Yeah, the drums were really sick. It was all quite aggressive. Everything had like a kind of warm distortion to it. It was like it felt yeah, you'd mix down was good, but you'd like given it an extra bit of distortion, but it kind of worked, you know. I really liked that. There was just one sound in the second part where like the new bass comes in, and there's kind of two new basses that come in, right? There's this first one that's like a bit noisy and it was a bit like muffled, you know, and then there was another one which was like a bit more organic. Yeah, this one, do. This sort of, it's almost like a Reese with white noise on it. It kind of sounded okay in isolation, but when it's then in the mix, it feels a bit blurry to me. That was the only sound I would like improve. It's almost like that sound was a bit sort of muffled in the mid-range. It needs a bit more, I don't know, a bit of sculpting still. Perhaps like less white noise in the mids and just like keep the white noise a bit higher up the spectrum. Like don't use so much white noise in the middle. And then maybe you can try to get that sound a bit more cutting through and a bit more defined in the mix, because it kind of just stood out to me as the only sound that didn't quite fit the mix down yet. Like it wasn't quite powerful enough in the middle. Everything else was good though. And then do the second drop, please. But yeah, no, that was really, really sick, man. Really rude boy stuff. I really enjoyed that. Let's move on, because we've got a lot to get through today. I didn't expect so many today. We've got 12 tracks. So number 6, Sketchy Test from my G, Ian. Wow, that was a nice genre switch, wasn't it, Ian? I was not expecting that. Yeah, I really liked it though. It was quite a vibe. It reminded me a little bit like I was maybe driving home after a night out, and sort of trying to stay awake. It gave me that kind of like 6 a.m. vibes, you know. Yeah, man, it was cool though. Is that like a techie side trance? I don't know, what genre is it? Does it need to have a genre? Do we care? I don't think we care. It was cool to see something different though. Mixdown was like pretty on point from what I could hear. Like I couldn't really pick anything apart from the track, you know. So yeah, cool to see you experimenting with some other sounds, bro. Keep it up. I enjoyed that a lot. Sounded quite pro. Let's continue then with Makes. And I remember Makes' last track on the feedback stream. He really surprised me with a really deep growling kind of tune. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what this one's all about then. Unsound Methods. Here we go. Big ups, James. I really, really enjoyed that. That was really, really, really sick. It was very well mixed. I love the depth on it. The really nice sense of depth in the bass line. And then you've got a nice contrast between, sort of like sounds with a lot of depth on, and then some sounds with a little bit less on, like a little bit sharper. And yeah, you had some great like contrasts. Created a lot of space in the arrangement. Your drums are really nice as well. I can't really fault anything. I was trying to think of ideas what I would do to make it even better. And the only thing I was left was thinking of maybe some extra details still in the drums, maybe some little convolution layering bits on the snare, maybe a couple of extra drum elements. Like they're pretty good already, but I was just thinking there was a bit of like it almost felt like you had more space in the track to do something more still, even though you've done everything really well. I was kind of just feeling like, oh, what if there was like some extra little bits going on in the drums here and there, or like, oh, what if the snare had like an extra like detailed layer to it or something. I don't know. There's not really too much. Like as it stands, it's really, really good. So I'm trying to just think of extra ideas. But yeah, it was really, really sick though. It was like really, really well mixed as well, and great impact on the drop. Really nice deep bass line. So again, just like the last track, you've impressed me again. I think slightly more this time though. So yeah, big ups James Makes. Thanks for all your support, my G. And all right, let's continue with Phobos non-stop. And yeah, Phobos recently on the last stream really blew me away with the sounds he was coming up with. So yeah, excited to see what's going on here then. Big ups, Phobos, my G. Big ups. I can't really speak today. Big ups. Brain. Work. Come on, brain. Yes, that was really funky. Really funky. I want to give you some tips on that one because I feel like there's a little bit of improvements all round. I think the basses were probably the strongest part. I think the kick is pretty good. I don't really like the snare, to be honest. It lacks high end and it doesn't really have a clear shape or transient. It feels a bit weak, you know. I would probably strongly advise swapping it out for a new one because I don't think like reprocessing it again would be that efficient. I would probably test out another snare perhaps because it just didn't feel like it quite made the cut compared to everything else in there, you know. Then I would probably push the basses up a bit harder once you've done that. I think you've got room to grow with those in volume. And then the leads and things and bits and bobs on top, I like them. I don't feel like they bring enough energy yet. I feel like you could maybe add even some more reverb in places on some of those leads to give more of a like air, because there's parts in the background that are still a bit empty in my opinion. So yeah, I think the leads could give more air and energy still. I think the bass could be a bit harder. And I think the snare could be replaced, to be honest. But apart from that, I do think you got a really nice composition with a lot of funk. And some of the sound design on the basses is really good. I think the basses were my favourite. I think they could just go a bit harder still. But yes. Yeah, good stuff. Very, very creative. Very unique. You're definitely developing your own kind of style, I would say. Let's continue then with Roberto, my G from England. I don't know if that's your producer name, perhaps Splinters, but we shall see. Cephalopod, which is one of my favourite insects. I don't know what it is.
The total number of neurons in the arms and nostrils is 3 times the number we find in the opposite brain.
Nice, my G. Short and sweet, as we like it. But, you know, we heard a bit of the Emin break. I think it was the Emin break, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's sounding good so far. I want to hear more, to be honest. It's difficult to give too much feedback when it's just a clip so far. But thanks for sending it in anyway. Let me have a little rewind. Yeah, so what I would say just to give you some guidance to go forwards is you've done a really good job of mixing the drums. Like the low end is really, really coming through well and the basses are working well underneath it. However, what I would say is the drums are like always in the foreground, which is fine, but it feels like the basses, all the effects and everything are quite deep. And I would like it if some of the basses sort of swelled up to the foreground a bit more and got a bit brighter maybe, because you're kind of almost being a bit cautious and careful with your leads and your basses, sort of leaving them in the middle, you know. I feel like they need to jump out at me more, you know. It seems like is a cephalopod, is that a dinosaur? Is this like Jurassic Park vibes kind of tune? If so, I need some more scary moments where the dinosaurs come right up close to the camera, because they're sort of all in the background and I'm not like super scared of them at the moment. But it brings some of those sounds like to life a bit more, like the basses and leads. They all sound good and clean and like with nice depth, but I don't think they need to always be so deep. They can come a bit forward as well. But yeah, keep going, keep working on it. Thanks for sending it in. Let's continue, and yeah, I'll try not to waffle on forever. With Vexer, who has not sent a track in for a while, so thank you very much, Vexer. Always the light-hearted, soulful human in my my brain's not working today. Good vibes in the Discord, always, Vexer. Thank you. Anyway, intrusions. Here we go.
Hit 'em like
I told you.
Big ups to Vexer. That was an absolute, big ball of energy, that track, wasn't it? Wow. I was really impressed by that. It's been quite a while since I've heard your tracks. I think you sent one in a while ago, but I can't quite remember. It's been so long ago. But I definitely don't remember it being that exciting. This is definitely the coolest thing I've heard from you, if I've heard something from you. Yeah, I really, really like it. It had so much going on. I love the drum fills. I would love to help you with the mix down on this one in a lesson, to be completely frank. But what I would say is that you've got quite a good separation already of all the main elements. You've packed a lot in, so it's not easy to get a decent mix. But what I would really want to do is to refocus some of the energy areas in the frequency spectrum, particularly shift the sense of the kind of main emphasis lower down, so that there's more bass power in the whole track, because it felt like some of the mixing decisions made it so it kind of lost the full low end sort of optimum balance that it could have had. So just sort of a few mixing tweaks here and there in the mids and the lows to refocus the balance on like the real like bass power in the tune, because it kind of misses that a little bit, but there was so much going on that it was very enjoyable, because you did do a good job of getting enough separation between everything. It's just like that it didn't quite have enough low end power yet. But yeah, cool stuff, man. Really, really enjoyed that. It was very, very, very full on. Definitely my kind of style. Let's continue now with the next Will and Chris display. This one's called Kimori, and let's see what kind of soundscape they're going to teleport us to with this one. Thank you very much, Will and Chris. That was very enjoyable. I loved the guitars on that one. Feedback, tips, things like that. I always want to say I kind of preferred Dante's Diabolus, personally. I feel like the drums are very important to me in drum and bass, you know, and yeah, when they have a really more professional quality and a nice organic feeling, I just find the whole track so much more enjoyable, you know. And the Dante's Diabolus ones, the drums were really nice. They felt really natural and like organic and high quality. The ones here, they didn't quite have the same level of like realism to them, in my opinion. It wasn't quite as nice, you know. So I kind of prefer the drums on the other one. But I love the guitars so much. I almost wish that I had the drums from Diabolus, but the guitars from Kimori mashed together. That would be sick. But other things for this one, I also the sort of the basses, the bass leads, like the mid basses, the kind of like Serum sounding basses. They sound a bit like spectral waveforms straight from Serum. You know what I mean? I kind of wish they would have had a bit more processing on them, or the patch could have a bit more movement in the wavetable, or there could be a bit of like clever little convolution layering on the basses to make them like just feel like they've had a bit more detail put into them still, you know. So yeah, for this one, I think the drums could be a little more natural for me, and the mid basses could be like a little bit sweeter as well. But the guitars are sick. The whole track had a really great story to it as well, though. So that's just my two little criticisms there for you. But yeah, I kind of prefer the Diabolus one personally, but that's just me. Still a cool tune, definitely. Don't get me wrong. Anyway, my G's, we're coming to the end now, and yeah, I've got to actually teach a class after this anyway, so can't be here for too long. But yeah, this is the last track then from my G. Woo Logic, my bro from Kent, with I'm Not Coming Down. Let's see what is going on over here then, shall we? Alrighty then, that was the last one for today from Woo Logic. I'm Not Coming Down. I love that one. Had a bit of an old school Chasing Statusy kind of vibe to it. And from a long time ago, I used to teach Woo Logic, but he's come a long way. And I would say that that's your cleanest mixdown so far by miles. So well done, well done. I really enjoyed that. That was great. Yeah, loved the vibes. Nothing bad to say about that one, to be honest. Great way to end the stream there. Yeah, it's been emotional, guys. It's been emotional. We've had some bangers. We've had some absolute level ups as well in the production qualities. Yeah, Asylum. Ilum, I've written there. It's Asylum, not Ilum. Yeah, I want to sign that one on the label. I think that's the first release from you on the label. I'm going to put it on record. Bane, really impressed with your mixdown skills. Absolute, yeah, level up there. Caliban, keep going, keep working on your mixdowns. You've got so many great ideas. Just need to get those mixdowns perfected. Chris and Will, you're at early days still, but you guys, you've definitely progressed a lot since last time. Ride, really coming at us strong with the aggressive rude boy energy. I'm liking that one a lot. Yeah, Ian as well. Cool to see you experimenting out with some new genres. Was feeling it. Makes slightly better than last time, I would say. You've got even more of a, yeah, really close to professional sounding track. Like, is it? Yeah, it's very up there. It's very up there. I was really straining a gnat trying to think of ways to make it better. Phobos, yeah, great creativity. Keep it up, man. Switch out that snare, definitely. Roberto, want to see what that one sounds like when it's finished. Definitely keep going. Vexer, really excited to see that you've made quite a lot of progress since I've last heard from you. Anyway, it was a bit of a shock to me how exciting and energetic that tune was. So thank you. And yeah, Woo Logic as well. Great mix down work. Best one from you so far. So that's it for today, guys. I absolutely just want to say thank you, all of you, for your support on Patreon. And it's great to hear your music, and yeah, great to hear that you're all improving. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, one more time then, just as a reminder before I let you go as well. Vital Origins, my new preset pack, out now. Still on half price Black Friday sale until the end of today, as are all of the presets and samples on my website. Label stuff as well. If you ever want to support the channel, we want to grab some tracks from our Bandcamp, from our official label Bandcamp. You're more than welcome to support us there. We got some great tunes lined up already for next year. We're going to kick off next year with a bang. Already got some tunes signed, so it's going to be a lot of fun. New artists joining the label as well next year already. Yeah, and remember, production lessons, anyone who wants them, this year all prices are still the same. Next year prices will go up, and starting from after the 11th of December I'll be in Malaysia time zone, so it'll be a bit of a, yeah, Australians might be a bit happier, Europeans might be a little bit sadder, but I'll be either available in the evening or in the morning, depending on where you live, so we'll make it work one way or another, don't worry. So yeah, always around for lessons as well. And yeah, apart from that, YouTubers, I'm going to try and do some more tutorials before I go and travel. I'm going to try and do some videos next week. The rest of this weekend I'm going to take it easy because I'm still not feeling 100%, but hopefully by next Monday I've got a couple of tutorials I need to do, so hopefully I'll be able to get them up next week. Mum's in town as well next week, so I've got to hang out with her for a bit as well. And then yeah, I've just bought some I bought a new mic as well that I can take away, so my plan is to yeah, do some new tutorials and more content once I've got settled in my next accommodation in 10 12 days, something like that, or just under 2 weeks. I'm going to plan a big production Q&A, because I haven't done one of those for ages on YouTube and I really want to do one. So as soon as I've traveled and I'm safe and I'm set up in a new place with Wi-Fi, we're going to plan like a big production Q&A, and I'm going to interact with all of the subscribers properly, because I know I'm not always well, I try to interact as much as I can, but we're going to do a massive production Q&A as soon as I'm over there. All right. Yeah, until the next video, my G's, like I said, I'll try and get something up next week. But yeah, I'm always around for lessons and stuff like that anyway, always around for a chat in Discord as well. So until next time, my G's, take care. Much love.